November 9th marks a special day around the globe. It's a day that resonates with the echoes of history and the triumph of the human spirit. We call it World Freedom Day. This day is not just a commemoration, it's a celebration of the enduring quest for freedom and unity. It's a day to remember the fall of the Berlin Wall, a monumental event that changed the course of history. This wall once divided a city, a country, and even the world. It was a stark reminder of the ideological divide that separated East from West. The Berlin Wall stood as a symbol of oppression and division for nearly 3 decades. It was a physical and emotional barrier that kept families apart and stifled the dreams of many. Its presence cast a shadow over countless lives. The wall was more than just concrete and barbed wire. It was a manifestation of fear and control. But on that momentous day in 1989, something incredible happened. The world watched in awe as the wall that once seemed impenetrable began to crumble. People came together, demanding change. They marched, they chanted, and they refused to be silenced. They yearned for unity and the freedom to choose their own destinies. The fall of the wall was not just a physical act. It was a powerful statement of human resilience and hope. And on that day, the wall crumbled. Piece by piece, the barrier that had caused so much pain and suffering was dismantled by the very people it sought to oppress. It marked a victory for freedom and a testament to the power of hope. The celebrations that followed were not just for the fall of a wall, but for the rise of a new era of possibility. World Freedom Day reminds us that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit can triumph. It's a day to honor those who fought for freedom and to inspire future generations to continue the quest for a world where everyone can live freely and without fear. Imagine a wall, tall and imposing, stretching as far as the eye can see. Cutting through the heart of a bustling city, this wall was more than just a physical barrier. It divided families, friends, and even loved ones, creating a chasm that seemed insurmountable. For 28 long years, the Berlin Wall stood as a stark symbol of the Cold War, a period marked by tension and distrust. This concrete barrier separated East and West Berlin, representing the ideological divide between the communist East and the democratic West. It was a line drawn not just on a map, but in the hearts and minds of people. People on either side were cut off from each other, their lives restricted by this imposing barrier. Daily life was overshadowed by the presence of the wall, a constant reminder of the division. The Berlin Wall became a physical manifestation of oppression, a symbol of the lack of freedom and the harsh reality of political division. It served as a constant reminder of the lack of freedom and the consequences of division. Graffiti on the wall told stories of hope, despair, and resistance. But the human spirit yearns for connection and liberty. Despite the wall's presence, the desire for freedom and unity never waned. The desire for freedom burned brightly in the hearts of the people, manifesting in protests, vigils, and acts of defiance. And eventually, that desire would prove more powerful than any wall. The Berlin Wall fell, not just as a structure, but as a symbol of division, paving the way for a new era of unity and hope. Freedom is more than just a word. It's a feeling deep inside us all. It's the right to speak our minds, choose our leaders, and live without fear. Freedom is the air we breathe, allowing us to grow and reach our full potential. Imagine a world without freedom. We wouldn't be able to express ourselves through art, music, or words. We couldn't choose our own paths in life. Our voices would be silenced, our dreams stifled. Freedom is a fundamental human right, essential for a just and equitable society. It empowers individuals, strengthens communities, and paves the way for progress and innovation. World Freedom Day reminds us to cherish this precious right and to never take it for granted. Throughout history, brave individuals and groups have fought tirelessly for freedom. Their stories inspire us, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, hope can ignite change. Think of Mahatma Gandhi, who led India to independence through peaceful protests. Or Nelson Mandela, who endured decades of imprisonment to fight against apartheid in South Africa. From the suffragettes who fought for women's right to vote to the civil rights activists who challenged racial segregation, countless individuals have risked their lives for a more just and equitable world. These stories of courage remind us that change is possible when people unite and raise their voices for what is right. Section 5. Standing up for what's right. Standing up for freedom might sound daunting, but even small acts of courage can make a difference. It starts with speaking out against injustice, whether it's in our schools, communities, or the wider world. We can support organizations that promote human rights and advocate for those whose voices are being silenced. By educating ourselves and others about the importance of freedom, we contribute to a more just and compassionate world. Every voice matters. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement can make a difference in the fight for freedom. By standing together, we create a ripple effect that can break down walls of oppression and build bridges of understanding. Section 6. Celebrating freedom every day. World Freedom Day isn't just about remembering the past. It's about celebrating the freedoms we have today and working to protect them for future generations. We can celebrate by learning about different cultures, engaging in respectful dialogue, and appreciating the diversity that enriches our world. Let's make every day a celebration of freedom by embracing empathy, understanding, and respect for all. Section 7. The Power of One. It's easy to feel small in a world facing complex challenges. The hustle and bustle of daily life can make us feel like mere specks in a vast universe. We might question whether our actions truly matter. In moments of solitude, we often wonder if our individual efforts can make a difference. But history teaches us that one person's courage can inspire a movement. The actions of a single individual can ripple through time, igniting change and inspiring others to follow. Think of Rosa Parks, whose refusal to give up her seat on a bus sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement. Her quiet defiance became a loud call for justice, mobilizing thousands to stand up against racial segregation. Or Malala Yousafzai, who bravely spoke out for girls' education and became the youngest Nobel Prize laureate. Her voice, though young, carried the weight of millions of girls' dreams and aspirations, challenging oppressive norms and advocating for education for all. These individuals demonstrate that even ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things when they stand up for what they believe in. Their stories remind us that courage and conviction can turn the tide of history. Never underestimate the power of one voice, one act of kindness, one step towards a more just and free world. Each small action contributes to a larger mosaic of change, proving that every individual has the potential to make a significant impact. Section 8. Hope for a brighter tomorrow. The fall of the Berlin Wall taught us that even seemingly insurmountable barriers can crumble when people unite for a common cause. It's a reminder that hope can bloom even in the darkest of times. World Freedom Day is a call to action, urging us to remain vigilant in safeguarding our freedoms and extending them to all. The fight for freedom is an ongoing journey, and each generation must take up the mantle. Let's move forward with hope, knowing that by working together, we can create a world where freedom reigns and all people can live with dignity and respect. Section 9. United, we stand for freedom. The fight for freedom is not a solitary pursuit. It requires collaboration, empathy, and a shared commitment to justice. When we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, our voices amplify and our actions carry greater weight. Imagine a world where everyone feels valued, respected, and empowered to live their lives freely. This vision can become a reality when we prioritize unity and understanding over division and hate. Let's celebrate our shared humanity, embracing our differences while recognizing the fundamental rights that bind us together. Section 10. Passing the torch of liberty. Each generation inherits the responsibility of safeguarding freedom and passing the torch of liberty to the next. It's our duty to educate future generations about the importance of human rights, the fragility of freedom, and the courage it takes to defend it. By sharing stories of resilience, resistance, and triumph over oppression, we empower young people to become active citizens who will continue the fight for a more just and equitable world. Let's nurture a love for freedom in the hearts of our children, inspiring them to become beacons of hope and agents of change. Section 11. Safeguarding our future, a shared responsibility. World Freedom Day serves as a potent reminder that the pursuit of freedom is an ongoing journey, not a destination. It requires constant vigilance, unwavering commitment, and a willingness to stand up for what is right. Let's honor the sacrifices of those who came before us by protecting the freedoms we cherish and extending them to all corners of the globe. May we move forward with hope, determination, and an unwavering belief in the power of unity to create a world where freedom reigns supreme.